with your wrist, the bow would just be flopping all over the place. So it's actually increasing the strength of the wrist, and therefore I have this what looks and appears to be a very flexible motion, but it was caused through this training.
That's great. And your left hand also is so fast. So you guys like to play fast, right? Right. Everybody wants to play fast. So talk about how you practice to get that kind of speed, because you look so comfortable. You don't look right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell them your secrets.
Wow. Well, it's interesting because I think playing very rhythmic music helps, because what it does, it makes your fingers have discipline, so they're just not flying to the fingerboard. What you don't want to do, if you see really great athletes or you know, watch the great horse races or something, they always warm up and very calculating. They never just you know, go off without proper warm up. Well, that's a good message, because you build up your accuracy. The thing that I always like to say about the speed of the fingers is that you don't want to be fast and sloppy. It's always better to pull it back to where you're comfortable with the tempo and play really accurately, because as you get faster, playing music faster, you want it to be really clean. And there's two ways I consider practicing towards this. And one is playing with a metronome. Does anybody have a metronome? Yes. What's really great about a metronome, even though it feels a little boring at times, it really does work. It's like if you know it going in, you go, you know what, this is going to help me. This is really going to help me. Because what happens is that, say it's easier for you guys to put your first and second finger down next to each other. That's really fast. But then it's harder to do from the second to third. And it's really hard to do from the third to fourth. So what happens is if you just go full tilt without, you know, proper training, slow and accurate, then your runs will all sound funny. Like it will be really fast for part of it, and it will slow down for part of it, and it sounds kind of like mushy. And that's what you don't want to do. So it's actually better to practice your accuracy, and you actually train your muscles to follow the fingering in time. Da, 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 da. And that is really good training to play fast. If you practice just like that, and you do that every day, even at that tempo, you'll end up playing really, really fast very soon. Because what you're doing is you're training your fingers to be good and to follow each other in time with really accurate motions. The other thing is popping your fingers up. You want to have limited movement. You want to be able to have your fourth finger hovering around the fingerboard within striking distance. Like if you're playing on your first finger, and your fourth finger is way over here, to get there is a long way to go. So play with your hands ready to go. Then your bow, once again, so you've got this thing where this funny little technique called the tremolo, which is dangerously close to playing really fast. You know, and you can't confuse the two, because one is supposed to be perfectly in sync with your fingers, and the other one is just random. So you've got to make a mental, note to yourself that those are two different things. And actually, the tremolo is probably not worth ever practicing. It's too easy to do. So you just kind of like put that aside and only do that when you need to, and practice your fast bowing. And then the whole thing is coordination between the bow and the fingers. And the only way you can practice that is slow. And try to make it so where there's no discrepancy. And then so when you speed it up, it will be really clean and crisp.
Great, thank you. Did any of you